Down by the river, I was drawn by your grace into chapters of oblivion, into the lover's place. I was stuck in
The Milk River area has a unique to Canada geographical history in being part of the original Louisiana Territory under King Louis of France, then changing flags 7 more times leading up to our current Canadian flag.
the hardest days for you. Let's throw them out the window. That's what those lovers do.
The town of Milk River emerged, like many southern Alberta settlements, at the turn of the century with the arrival of the homesteaders. I have so much admiration and respect for the early pioneers who broke the land, brought in livestock, and established businesses with no government safety net and no hospitals or healthcare in the area.
Down by the river, I was drawn by your grace into chapters of oblivion, into the lover's place. I was stuck in the...
With a strong work ethic, a ton of integrity, and a friendly, cooperative community, our ancestors truly built this town and community from scratch. I spent some time visiting with the residents and descendants of these early pioneers, and it was very rewarding and interesting.
I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown, because those dear hearts and gentle people will never ever let you down. They read the good book from Friday till Monday. That's how the weekend goes. How it goes. I've got a dream house I'll build there one day, with picket fence and rambling road. I feel so welcome each time that I return, that my happy heart keeps laughing like a clown. I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown. They read the good book from Friday till Monday. That's how the weekend goes. I've got a dream house I'll build there one day, with picket fence and rambling roads. I feel so welcome each time that I return, that my happy heart keeps laughing like a clown. Like a clown. I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown. In my hometown. Those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown.
Well, I'm Dale Leffingwell, and this is my old hometown. I was born in Lethbridge at the Galt Hospital, and now called the Galt Museum, and my mother, they were living on my Grandpa Smith's farm. My dad was farming it out at the Dean Smith farm. My Grandma Smith was a great one for recording and saving and making sure that pieces of history stayed around, little mementos, and I can use this as an example of a barber chair that was a lot, not as sophisticated as this one from Bud's Barber, but this here we'll have in the museum. This chair is in the museum on display from Bud's Barber Shop. Linda across the street has donated it for the use of our museum. Anyways, Grandma Smith saved this from the Titsworth Barber Shop that was in the old commercial hotel that my great-grandma Ness, Josephine Ness, built in the early 1900s. Okay, Josephine Ness come out to Homestead in 1908, out in the Sinison district, Kippenville actually, area, and she brought her 3 girls. Prudence Ness, my grandmother, Minnesota Ness, which is Minnesota Miller. Hubert Miller married her, the Miller family, and Dakota Lamb. The 3 girls, they homesteaded out there, and Grandma Ness decided that maybe she should build a hotel. So she seen the opportunities and built a hotel and a restaurant in Milk River. And that was kind of interesting how now through my grandmother, that was one of the original builders in the town. But wait, there's more. I'm very lucky because my dad's dad, Grandpa Leffingwell, Fred Leffingwell, was asked to form a contracting company, shall we say. In other words, he got about 25 guys lined up, and he helped build a lot of the buildings around town, while his brother, Frank Leffingwell, became, actually, he started it all. Frank Leffingwell was a major land agent, and later on become an MLA for the Liberal representation in the late 20s, or late teens and early 20s in the Alberta legislature. So no matter how I try to avoid it, I cannot help but be connected to the history of this area. And that's really why we're trying to let the next generations have a piece of what we were lucky enough to be part of. I kind of think of myself and my generation as the last link of some of those, because it was my dad and my grandparents that built this area, and all the families. Craig Blackmer is filming this, and my grandmother and his grandpa